everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you my new glasses, talk about my prescription and my eye strength, and I'm also going to tell you why I think Specsavers is awesome, and they have not paid me to say that, I just think it's true. Alright, let's get to it. Ta-da! I still haven't gotten used to seeing my face like this. Yeah. Alright, so these are my new glasses. Let me tell you a bit about why I chose them. So here's my old ones. You can see they're a lot shorter than these ones, like in terms of the height. And the main thing I was thinking with these ones is like, wow, I'm gonna change these glasses because I'm just so not used to them yet. Let's just change over. I'm sorry, I know, maybe you want to like have a look more at how that looks on me. Yeah, I'm still used to this and I'm still used to how everything looks. But anyway, so the reason I went for a taller ones is because these glasses, like, they're doing all right. They've been doing all right for however many years I've had them, like maybe 2 or 3 now. But they are a little bit blurry, particularly at night when I'm trying to look in the distance. And I'm thinking, if I want to drive somewhere, because, you know, while I was depressed, I tried not to drive because, you know, temptation to crash the car as a suicide thing. But, you know, now that I'm fine again, I'm thinking, well, maybe I do want to drive. And so I need better eyesight. And apart from getting my eyes checked and the right prescription, one of the things is like, well, if I get taller glasses, then obviously the lens is, you know, covering more of my eye, so that maybe it'll give me fractionally more like range that I can see in focus compared to these ones, because these ones are quite small and you can see, like, from my experience, I can see some of the frame a little bit if I'm paying attention. I mean, your brain kind of works these things out, but less likely to happen with these. So that's why I chose this height. As for the brand, they're Superdry. I'm a little bit like, Superdry is pretending to be Japanese, but it's kind of not. But this just happened to be the style that I wanted to get. You can see on here, here's some Japanese. I actually did check. That's real Japanese. It says like they're handmade frames or something. Yeah, no, my previous, these glasses, where does it say? They're, oh, you can barely even see. So small. FC UK. Again, I don't choose because of brands. I choose because like I like the feel or, you know, other things about it. But yeah, so they were Superdry. The reason I chose these is like I like this sturdier feel. I know you can get thinner glasses that don't have this thick sort of border, but for me, when it's on my face, I don't want to feel like it's falling off. Like, even with my phone, you know, phones these days, they're all like, oh, it's the thinnest thing ever. For me, that feels like I'm going to break it. You know, I just don't trust myself not to break stuff. So that's why I want like these thicker kind of things. I think in the past, like, you know, having the thick black around it was kind of like, my outlook on life is really dark. But these days it's more just like, I've gotten used to this kind of feel and I like feeling like my glasses are actually sturdy and they're not gonna break or anything. So that's why I've gone for those sort of thick frames. Also, these days, when I went to have a look, a lot of the thicker frames like these are actually like completely plastic. So even this bit, it's just like a little flap of plastic and you can't adjust it. And the thing is, I'm half Japanese. I have a, you know, flat, squashy Japanese nose, and those ones with those little plastic things, they just do not fit on my face. I need these adjustable things. Otherwise, it's just not gonna work. I tried a few on and it felt terrible. I need them to be adjusted because flat squashy nose. And yeah, like, you know, I've got them on these, you can see as well. You know, I never really thought about that stuff before, but yeah, no. The guys at Specsavers, these 2 girls helped me. They were really good at, you know, helping me figure out this stuff because it's been a while since I bought glasses. So yeah, that's why I've got those little pads there. So yes, these are my new glasses. I will have to wear them a little bit to get used to them, and you may see them in some videos, but considering I mainly got them to be able to drive, probably I'll just keep using these more in videos. But if you see these pop up, don't freak out, it's still me, even though it looks so different. Wow, it's not just gonna take it's not just gonna take heaps of time to get used to focusing on things, it's going to take a while to just look at myself in a mirror. Oh my god. So I'm gonna take them off now and we will talk about some other stuff. Okay, so the next thing I said I would talk about is my prescription strength. Now, I have been wearing glasses since about year 7, maybe, so that was 2001. Wow, I am old. But yeah, so that's when I first started noticing my eyes were a bit dodgy. And yeah, every year, like every time I got an eye check, my eyesight was just worse and worse and worse. And like, that's not fun, having to buy new glasses all the time. But the good news is, my eyesight seems to have finally stabilized. I mean, the fact that I've been able to wear these glasses for 2 or 3 years or however long it was, that's a good sign on its own. But now I've got like actual confirmation that my eyesight is stabilizing. Last year when I had my eye test, that's basically what they said is like, you know, I think one eye got worse and one eye got better. And this time when I had my eyesight, I'm not sure exactly. I think maybe this eye stayed the same and then the other eye actually got better, actually improved. So yeah, I think my eyesight's sort of stabilized, which is nice. I'm not like planning to get laser surgery or anything. I just want my eyes to calm down and stop getting worse so that I don't feel like I'm just going to be blind. Because like, you know, now I'm doing art. One of the things that really stopped me from doing art, like the first time I tried going to uni to do it, is just that my eyesight was getting worse. So like I'd be trying to do that thing where you're like, you've got your canvas and you're looking over there, and I'm just like trying to focus between the two things when you've got new glasses, and you know, every time your eyesight's just different. It was really hard. So, you know, it's just nice that it's chilled out so that I don't have to worry about that anymore. And it's also cheaper to not have to keep changing glasses all the time. But anyway, so yes, good news is my prescription has stabilized. But, you know, as I said before, these were starting to get a little bit dodgy. Part of the problem with that is that, you know, when you do get new glasses, it takes a while to adjust. And in the past, because that was such an issue for me, I used to undercorrect, because when things were completely in focus, I'd just be like, oh my god, everything is so bam. Freaked Toby out with that. Okay, so now that the dogs have chilled out, yeah, no, I used to just ask the optometrists to undercorrect me. So these were actually always meant to be a little bit weaker, just so that I don't have that sort of, you know, in my face trying to adjust, getting headaches because it's different kind of thing. You know, if it's not full on in my face, I find it easier to adjust. And that's part of why these were, you know, getting a little bit dodgy. So I'm not exactly sure what prescription these were. I think he said they're minus 4.75 on both sides, and actually one of the reasons that I'm still seeing things blurry is actually because I've got astigmatism. So yeah, that's something that the other glasses adjust for. And yeah, like I can keep using these. It's just for those far away distant things, it might actually be my astigmatism that is making it harder to see stuff and not the strength of my eyes. So that's some interesting things I didn't know. But yeah, so when it comes to astigmatism, I think with glasses that's relatively easy to work out. I mean, I don't understand the theory behind it, but you know, the type of lens that you have, it corrects so that it focuses on your retina in the right kind of way. But the other thing I asked about this time was contact lenses. Now, my motivation for wanting contact lenses, I mean, I'm happy with glasses, but you know, sometimes contacts are good if you're doing sport, which I don't do a whole lot of anymore, or, you know, if you think you're going to be in that kind of situation where you're really active. For me, that's usually performance. Even though the last few performances I've done with these glasses, just because, like, they weren't long gigs and I was too lazy to do the contact lens thing. But, you know, if I can get this other music project going, there's a chance I'll want to be wearing colored contacts, which I have to order to get them in prescription. There are only certain colors you can get, but I've found somewhere where I can order them in prescription. I just needed to know what that prescription is. So that was my main motivation for asking about contact lenses, but they were actually really good with that too, because there are different options just for like my regular sight, never mind this colored stuff. I mean, Specsavers doesn't sell the colors that I want anyway, but I found it really interesting. So the old contacts that I've been using, which they also recommended to me, they're these like lineareal, I don't know if that's some kind of fancy thing. You know, I think it's supposed to feel nicer whatever, I'm happy with them. They gave me a test set and then I was like, cool, these ones are good. So I went and bought them. And I've had this one packet for ages because I hardly ever wear it. I don't perform much, especially when I was depressed. I didn't really have much reason to wear contacts. But so these, it was the same thing with my glasses, is I was undercorrecting. So these ones are minus 4.25. So I don't remember because it really was ages ago when I got these ones, but I think the idea was these were going to be even weaker than the glasses just because they're like right on my eyeball, or I don't remember, I could be making stuff up. But the other thing is both eyes would be minus 4.25, so I only had to buy one box of the stuff. But yeah, I noticed particularly with these, my eyesight is like, it's fine, but it's kind of crap, I gotta say. So, you know, I got a bit uncomfortable back when we were gigging, you know, driving with these on, because I like putting them on at home where I know my bathroom is clean, and not at some venue's dodgy thing when I've already got all my makeup on. It's too hard. So I would drive into gigs wearing these, and like at the time I guess my eyesight was okay with these, but it was starting to get a little bit like, I'm not sure I want to do this. So yeah, that's why when I'm thinking about this new project that I'm doing, if I want to get those colored contacts and put them in at home, you know, I want it to be something I can potentially drive with, depending on like, you know, what gear I need to bring, where the venue is. I may just have to drive instead of public transport. I prefer public transport just because I don't have to think about this stuff. But anyway, so yeah, that's why I asked. So this optometrist, like these, he's given me some new samples. I'm pretty sure these are the same lineaриal ones. And so on my left eye, it's going to be minus 4.25, and on my right eye is minus 4.7, which is the same as this glass. Like these are minus 4.75, I think, if I was reading things correctly and understanding what he was explaining. So actually, these ones are the same as the old ones I was using for both eyes. It's just we're going to strengthen this eye a little bit. So these are fine. And he's like, you know, that might help just focus it a bit. But what was happening previously is you were just correcting for, you know, your regular short-sightedness and not for the astigmatism. And maybe these old glasses, like, you know, were like not exactly the right prescription for me. Like if you adjust the regular short-sightedness instead of the astigmatism, like there's some negotiation you can do between them. It's kind of fascinating, but I don't quite understand it all, so I'm probably doing a shit time of explaining it. But he did this weird calculation thingy to try and get my eyesight, like the astigmatism, measured properly. And so I've also got these other ones to try. Now, with the regular contacts, you just put them in and it's fine. But these ones, it says toric. And apparently you have to put them in a particular way or they don't work and they feel uncomfortable. And a lot of people don't like them because they are uncomfortable. So at some point, I'm going to give them a go, but I'm a little bit nervous. So let's see, what have we got? So for the left eye, these are trials. I don't even know, oh my God, I don't even know what these numbers are. How about I just... They look almost the same except... Oh, okay. I really should have, you know, practiced this beforehand. But okay, so the left one, the regular, like, whatever, is minus 4. And then on the right is minus 4.5. So I guess those things don't need to be as strong because we're fixing the astigmatism side of things. With, I think it must be the AX number. So on this side, the AX number, whatever that means, is 170, and on this side is 90. So if we fix those, then the short-sighted correction thing doesn't have to be as strong. Does that make sense? So here we go. Here's my, can we focus on that? Can we focus on it, maybe? I don't know. I just can't be bothered to get this thing to focus properly. But you get the idea. They're slightly different. I'm a little bit nervous about how I'm going to get them in there the right way up because I've never tried it before. But I guess that's why they give you trial lenses. So you get the idea of where my prescription's at with my glasses and my contacts and all the different contacts I'm trying. Yeah, But the main point is that my eyesight has stabilized and I am happy with that. That makes me feel good. But there is one thing I wonder about, and I don't know if some of you guys are sciencey kind of like optometry kinds of people, but one thing I wonder about is both my parents are long-sighted, which is the opposite thing that I have, and it's quite common as you get older. I mean, the short-sighted thing, we're not entirely sure what causes it. Some of it's genetic, but there's also like increasing evidence to show that it's because you're not getting enough sunlight as a kid, which explains why one of my brothers, who's heaps sporty, his eyesight is perfect. He's actually really good because he's just always running around like an idiot. Oh my God, he's got so much energy. Anyway, tangent. Yeah, no, so I've got short-sightedness for whatever reason. My parents have long-sightedness for whatever reason. And when you look at those, like, if you've ever been into one of those optometrists where they have all the posters on the wall and you see, like, there's the eyeball and then sometimes, like, the little focus, the lines that focus into your eye, if that's the front of my eye, sometimes the focus is too short, or sometimes the focus is too long, or with astigmatism it's a little bit skewed and all that kind of stuff. When I look at that, short-sightedness and long-sightedness are kind of opposite. Like one is it's focusing too short inside the eye, and one is going too far back past the eye as the focus point. So what I wonder is, as I get older, right, presumably my eyes are going to change to become more like an older person's eyes with that long-sighted problem. So, being short-sighted, is my eyesight going to improve again at some point before it gets crap again? Or am I just going to end up with everything looking blurry? That's something I like to think about. I want to hope that my eyesight naturally gets better, but I suspect that with the way the world likes to like play tricks on us all, I'll probably just end up with really terrible eyesight. But anyway, while my eyesight is stabilized, let's just enjoy that. So the last thing I want to talk about is how much I love Specsavers. I mean, you know, the ad should have gone to Specsavers. Yeah, I kind of agree, because like the price is amazing. You know, I used to see this other optometrist, and I don't know, I think this might have been before Specsavers existed. I know OPSM existed, but you know, they've never been known for cheap prices. But we used to see this other guy, I don't know why, I think he's an independent guy. I'm not sure, I'm not going to call out his name because I don't want to be one of those people, really. It's not a huge deal, but the thing is, with my eyesight, my eyes are really, like, I don't know what the worst eyesight measurements and all that, but minus 4.75 and like all the stages I've gone in between. I mean, if I take my glasses off and I do this, I can see clearly. I mean, I can see clearly until maybe about there. It's starting to get a little bit blurry. So like, you know, some of you would have watched me back when I did have the webcam and I'm at my computer and I'm trying to see myself without glasses, so I have to come this close and it's like, hey guys, it's actually because my eyesight is terrible, okay? So when your eyesight's really terrible, the thickness of the lens has to change because that's how you get more refraction and all that kind of stuff. But another thing you can do instead of making it thicker is you can use different materials that have different refraction properties so that you make it thinner. And, you know, there is a point where your eyesight is so bad that these are getting thick, and depending on your frames, it can be a real pain in the butt. Like, just, it looks bad and maybe it's hard to fit into the frames. I don't know all the practicalities involved. But basically, when it gets thick, they start recommending that you have this higher refraction kind of stuff to make your lenses thinner. And I mean, I don't know what process this old optometrist was using, but I think we might have done it twice. Like my parents, this is a long time ago, so my parents bought my glasses for me. And I think at least once, but possibly twice, we paid like $600 to $700 for a pair of glasses. Holy fuck. And like, in Australia, Medicare does pay for your eyesight consultation, although I don't even know if this guy was bulk billing, so hell knows, we could have been paying extra for that. But when it comes to like the glasses frames and your lens options and so on, that's on you and your private health insurance. if you have it. And gosh, I don't even know if $700 was before or after private health insurance. I'm too scared to ask, but you know, $700 for a pair of glasses. Whereas Specsavers, I mean, with my private health insurance, I'm with Bupa. I'm too old to be on my parents anymore. That's why I'm paying for it myself. I can't remember what the age is that you switch over. And you know, yes, I am paying a lot of money, but for me, having private health insurance, I just feel better. If I need to go to a particular hospital or whatever, or like, you know, my sporty brother, he had a knee injury, and to get that fixed, if he had gone to a public hospital, he would have had to wait ages, and then you've got to do all the rehab, whereas because he was on private health insurance, he was able to get in a lot faster, get onto rehab faster, and sport's so important to him that like, you know, that was super important that he had that. I know it's not great that we have this two-tier system in Australia, but for me, like, I just looking at that and also thinking about me being not the healthiest person and a little bit messed up, I was just like, if anything happens to me, I would like the option of private health cover, you know, private hospitals and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully I never have to use it, but I feel better just paying for it, okay? Was that another tangent? I don't know, I'm sorry. Anyway, Specsavers, right? So same thing, Medicare covers your consultation, but also like to buy the frames is fairly cheap, and then they also, you don't have to go and claim your health insurance. They do it all on the spot, calculate it for you. It's great. So the price, when I got I must have gotten these fairly soon after I started paying my private health insurance, because I think I had some benefits from my parents' plan roll over into my plan, and I was only supposed to get like a certain amount back from these, but when they actually put it through, I think I didn't even pay for these glasses. I think private health insurance covered everything. So, you know, consultation and basic lenses is included with Medicare, but from private health insurance, I got the thinner lenses, probably like some kind of anti-reflect coating, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure exactly all the things they put on it. And the frames, I got all of it for free. With Specsavers, usually you can get 2 frames for a cheaper price, but because I'm getting those lens option, if I get 2 sets of lens options, that makes it more expensive. So I also get 1 pair of glasses. And also, like, can you imagine me trying to choose 2 different kinds of frames? I would just buy 2 of the same thing, because it just goes on my face and I don't see it when I'm walking around, you know, and these are comfortable. Why would I get different ones, you know, if I'm happy with them? So yeah, I always get the 1 pair of glasses, and when I got these, I'm pretty sure these were for free, or I paid something like $5 for them. I don't know, that's amazing. $700 to free. And then with my new glasses, they, like, I don't remember how the process went with these, so I was a little bit anxious, like, how much am I going to have to pay for them? But they did this cool little thing where they can, you know, contact my health provider and get a quote back instantly. And I only paid $70 for these. $700 versus $70. I think I'm going to be shopping at Specsavers for like forever, okay? So yeah, I was really happy with that. But it's not just about price that impresses me about Specsavers, okay? The thing that I love about Specsavers the most is that they have all these extra eye tests that you do before you see the optometrist. And the thing for me is, I have a family history of glaucoma, so I am higher risk, and also with my eyesight being bad. Like, I used to have to go and see an eye specialist, and God, they made me do this field test. They do this crazy scan first where they put eye drops in, and then your pupils are like big like you're on drugs. Sorry, I'm burping. Yeah, your pupils are big like you're on drugs, and then they like do these scans, and then they also put you in this thing where you're doing one eye at a time, and it's this white inside of a machine, and they flash all these tiny white pinpricks of light to test like how much of your vision is still good. And I'm constantly getting like the best score you can get on that. I think the doctor or someone sent me there because, you know, my eyesight was pretty bad, and I've got the family history, so they're like, oh well, you know, you're a little bit too early to develop glaucoma, but we just want to check and make sure everything's fine. But every time I went there, even at student rates, it was like $200, $300 to get all these scans done, whereas at Specsavers, they don't charge at all. You do this before you go see the optometrist. They take a scan of the back of your eye. They don't do all the like eye drop things, like they can, but just for a regular appointment, they don't. I think they only do that if they suspect something's wrong. So it's cool that they have the option, like finding that out. I didn't even realize they had that. They do that scan, and then they also do an eye pressure test, and eye pressure is one of those important things with glaucoma. So instead of having to do this field test, we have to concentrate for way too long with this machine just going, nah, here's another light, nah, oh my god, and you have to click this little button every time you see a light. It's just like, oh my god, really? Yeah, no, they puff these little air things into your eye, and you're always like, ooh, you know, trying to keep your eye open for this thing. So they test your eye pressure and they scan the back of your eye, and like the optometrist actually showed me my scans and is like, here's this bit and here's this bit, and actually you're doing really well. There's nothing to worry about at the moment. So I can go and get an eye test every year just to check on that. And actually last year when I had my eye test, they didn't make me buy glasses. They were just like, well, do you want new glasses? No, okay, well, you're fine, you can go. You know, I love that. I think Specsavers is great. I just like going there and finding out, the first time I went there, finding out they had these machines, I was just like, where have you been my entire short-sighted life? Wow. So yeah, they don't have to pay me. I like Specsavers. You know, go there if you're Australian or if they have it. I don't know what it's like in other countries, but in Australia, hell yes. Hell yes. Cheaper, and they're keeping an eye on my eye health. Wow, was that a pun? If it was, I didn't mean to. It's just, yeah, I love Specsavers. Anyway, that's my long-winded ramble about my eyesight and going to Specsavers to get my eye tests and my new glasses. Let me know what you think of them. I asked my mum what she thinks, and she's like, oh, you look more intelligent. And I'm like, thanks, Mum. You look like one of those people on those TV shows, and I think she's thinking of, you know, like there's those forensic shows where they always have some kind of gothic nerd, and, you know, I can't be bothered to dress gothic all the time, but I think that might be what she's thinking of. I wouldn't know, though, because I don't watch those shows, so I don't know if this is the kind of glasses. I don't know, I'm so not used to this. It looks so big on my face, but I'm sure after I've worn it for a while, maybe it'll look normal, but hey, if I'm driving, if I'm just going to use them for driving, it doesn't matter, does it? Because the point is to be able to see stuff. And yeah, I can see stuff, but it's going to take me a while to get used to them. So let me know what you think of them. And any other thoughts you have on eyesight. That's all for now. Oh, see you next week.